All right, you saw where we brought the water inside, and the tank is behind that wall, so we could look inside of here and we could see we got way over half a tank of water. So now I got to line up the valve so the water can get to this pump and then come back up and then go into the system. So we'll do that right now. So here's the water that's coming from the tank right there. Trust me, that's it. It's open. Now this is the one where I bypassed and came in and went to the tank. So we'll close that one off. And then here's one goes to the pump. So we're going to turn that one on. So now we're lined up to come from the tank to the pump. Now we're going to come out of the pump and we're going into that one and we're going to come up here. And that ain't it. Oh, that's it over there. Sorry. This one is that one. So let's not worry about that. So the one that comes from the pump is that one right there. It goes around and it gets into the tubing. And this is probably one of the best plumbing jobs you've ever seen. So I'm going to turn off what doesn't need to be on. That's already off. That's off. That's on. Let's turn it off. So none of that needs to be on. That's all for incoming water. And that's off, which is again for incoming water from city water right there. It comes through that check valve. That one's on. That's fine. So now the system's on, and to check that, we'll turn this demand pump on and hit that valve right there. See if that works. That valve right there. That valve right there. Okay, boom. And all right, turn it on. And it continues. And you turn it off. Reaches pressure. Turns off. That's what's known as an on-demand pump. So we're good to go. Now we need hot water. Well, we don't have any electricity outside, so we're going to make hot water, and I don't have a generator with me. I don't care to carry a generator. So if you look onto the cabinet here, you'll see batteries. 1, 2, and in there is a third one, just like that. They're lithium batteries. They're 100 amp hour, 12 volt lithium batteries. And they're wired together in terminals into blocks. 1, 2, 3 batteries, 100 amp hours each, 300 amp hours. And then they feed through the fuse. And they go into the back of the inverter. This is a 2200 watt inverter. And we're going to make 12 volts and we're going to turn it into 120 volts, which is going to operate the water heater. The water heater has an element in it that has 1500 watts. Element. At 120 volts. So we're going to fire that off. Usually you would fire that off through the outside incoming power, but we don't have that. We're going to make it off the battery. All right, so the way I got this is simple. I got a little, that's the cord coming from the water heater right here. Goes into this little one, and I have an option that I can plug it into right here, which is coming from shore power, or it'll reach, if it didn't get stuck right there, it'll reach right here. And then we'll, because we're going to be able to create 122 watts at 120 volts. This is the charger for it, and we can show how I do that later. So here's the inverter. We'll turn it on. It's got 13.5 volts DC. We're going to make 120 volts AC, and we'll be able to make 2200 watts, or fire off enough devices, which would be the total of cumulative of 2200 watts. My water heater is only 1500 watts, so we're well within that limit. So we'll give it a go. She's on, ready to go.
And the little light is on.
So what you'll hear, there's a fan inside of here which keeps the internals cool. The voltage dropped down normal. This right here is the wattage that we're using right here. So there's a 1.43, which is in kilowatts. So it's 1430 watts, or 1.43 kilowatts. Okay, she's on, working, doing fine. Back there's an indicator light, and you can see that the orange light is on, which means the water heater's fired off and warming up right now. So that will take, since I have tried it a time or two, somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes. Once the water heater has reached temperature, it will cut off. The inverter will stay on, but nothing will be drawn out, so it'll just be there, standby, ready to go when anything else is plugged in, or if the water heater turns on and wants some more power. So that's where we are right now. Loaded water, filtered it from the lake, put it in the tank, heating up the water through the battery, through the inverter. And when that is done, the water heater is right there, right on the other side of the wall of the shower. And when you turn the shower on, I have it set up where it draws strictly out of the water heater. There's no playing with cold water, hot water. Oh, I don't like it, it's too cold, it's too hot. I don't do none of that. Don't play them games no more. You get one valve. Whatever comes out of it is what you get. I got it set at the perfectest temperature that I could get it comfortable for myself, Tracy. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. And it's pretty warm, but it doesn't like hurt you where you got to get away from it. At that setting, one valve, you soap up, you can turn it off. One valve, you don't have to turn two valves on it. All that, and it's too much trouble. That's totally unnecessary. So when that's done, water's hot, you get out there, and the tubing from the water heater to the shower head is about this long. So you turn the water on in the shower before you get in. It takes probably 2 seconds to clear out that cold water, and boom, you got hot water, you're ready to go. And the demand pump is what's powering up down here, this demand pump, which is 12 volt, which comes fed off the batteries, and it draws water out of the tank. It's drawing that out of tank water, it's coming around, and it's coming in, and then it's going up into the system. So that's where we are right now. So as soon as this kicks off, come on and take a shower, and no generator. It's quiet, and it easily recharged. And those will say, well, how do you recharge it, Mr. Rowland? Do you have solar panels? Do you have 300 watts of solar panels on your roof that comes through a solar controller so you can charge up your lithium batteries? No, I don't. We'll save that for another episode. Show you how that's done.